追梦绿正面回应 Shams 爆料，大方承认他打高尔夫时确实招募了詹皇，还谈到 Adebayo 与 Herro 的冲突。他也重提当年痛扁普尔事件，并点名热火队魂 Haslem。
Let's just run through the NBA. At first, Shams reported that Brian and myself was spending some time together last week. Listen, I don't have problems with Shams. I think he's great at what he does. I think sometimes things steps a little outside the scope of work, and reporting whereabouts I think is a little outside of the scope of work. I also think kind of a bit irrelevant. You know, obviously Brian, that's my brother. We've built quite the relationship, and so I think us hanging out, or us kicking it together, us golfing together, whatever it is, I don't think it's really that newsworthy, because it's not like, oh my God, they've never hung out before, and now all of a sudden free agency's going on and they're hanging out. Like, as relevant as if, say, you know, I was going to hang out with, like, yo, Draymond's a free agent, he's going to hang out with Victor Wembanyama, because, like, I think that'd be more relevant, just because it's like, it's not a common occurrence. However, this one is not quite that. You know, it's actually the complete opposite. It's pretty common, very common, you know. And so I thought, when I saw that, I was on an airplane, I was like, come on, man. I am a firm believer in get your money how you get your money. How people get their money, that's how you get your money. But I thought that one was a little like, yeah, I get it. Makes sense, I suppose, except until it doesn't, you know? And needless to say, like I said, I think Shams is great at what he does. So more power to him. And saying that, and us being brothers, I'd be remiss if I don't take the opportunity to throw my pitch in there. You know, I'd be crazy if we're together for X amount of days and at no point am I like, yo, we need to chop it up. Like, what the hell going on? What we doing? And so there's that. Of course I did that. And of course, the pitch was crazy. Like, I think I'm pretty decent at it. Does it change anything? Does it make anything happen? I don't know. I hope so. With the things that I shared in it, I believe it definitely is going to make the brain work a little bit. You know, if I don't think there's a decision that's been made, but say if there was, it'll make you think twice about it. You know, and so that's that. But we wasn't going to hang out for a recruitment pitch. You know, we did some good golf, by the way. The golf was great. Myself, Brian, and Shion, the golf was incredible. And y'all should ask PR, Paul Rivera, the Drink Cart Show host, what happened to them. You know, he's been talking a lot of shit on his show. And you know, it's been constant shots every week. And me personally, I just been in the lab, getting the work in, putting the work in, shots every week. PR, oh, Draymond scared. Oh, Draymond said this. Draymond don't want no smoke. And, you know, a little friendly wagers on the course. I never went in my pocket. So if there's a winning team, LeBron James and I, we're on teams and we won. So in the spirit of winning, the winning has already started, guys. That was the trip. It was nice, great golf, and we were the winning team. That's what we do. So if that's any indication of how winning works, then, you know, maybe Shams' report was great. But I also be like, man, how the hell does he find this stuff out? And I have an inkling on how Shams finds this stuff out. I have an inkling. But you know, I'm going to keep that to myself. I think some things are better left unsaid, but I have an inkling on how Shams found that out. Needless to say, what it produced was some great golf wins. And shout out to the Drink Car Show and PR, Randy, Kendall. I didn't mean to name their names, but that was their team. Robotic Minds. Yeah, that was their team. It did not quite work out. We annihilated them boys. So that was that. Shams. Now it's time for us to move around the association. Bam Adebayo and Tyler Herro got into a physical altercation in Las Vegas on Friday in which apparently, allegedly, Bam struck Tyler Herro on a practice court inside Resorts World Casino. Apparently it started when Bam approached Tyler about the comments that he made, critiquing what most took as Bam. He never said Bam name, but I think everyone who heard or read or, heard about what he did or read or saw, I think everyone assumed that it was Bam. Apparently they bumped into each other, and he also posted a graphic that showed that Bam was in the bottom 10% of qualified mid-range shooters with percentage. He also showed that. He also showed that Giannis is also on that list, and Bam and Giannis are teammates. Just like most people thought for this reason that it was to Bam, and I think Bam may have felt that way. I found it, quite amusing that they got into it. I think, listen, I'm not one to sit and judge like, oh man, these guys got into a fight. It is what it is. I wonder, the one thing that I really started to wonder about was, I remember when I got into it with Jordan Poole, in a little different situation, I guess, because these guys aren't teammates anymore. But similar in the fact that Tyler Herro came up under Bam. He's younger than Bam in the league. Bam has been in interviews speaking with Tyler Herro about how, he got my back, I got his back. And I remember one person when the Jordan Poole incident happened with me who was really, really, really outspoken about it, who like everyone else didn't have a ton of context because you weren't there, but was really outspoken about it. And it really bothered me. Was Udonis Haslem. And the reason it really bothered me is because, man, everybody can have an opinion, and your opinion is what your opinion is. But, I saw Udonis Haslem get into it with guys on teams that was younger than him before, a la Jimmy Butler. I had seen that before, and then he came out and he like, that's ridiculous. You get into it with your young guy. I can't believe you did that. And it really bothered me because I was like, damn, man, like, so this dude ain't never been in practice where somebody get into a fight. He ain't never got into a fight in practice. Maybe not. He been in Miami the whole time. Maybe they don't have fights in their practice. The heat culture or heat wave, or maybe they don't have fights. Like, it really threw me for a loop because I don't really care what most people say, but when I have respect for certain guys, it does matter when you have respect for guys. And so when I saw that, I was just like, damn, man, this dude doing what everybody else doing, acting like he. And so when I first saw this, I was like, damn, this is two young guys Udonis Haslem raised. And yeah, they not on the same team no more, but if you raise this young guy in the light of what you were saying about me, and now he punches this other young guy that y'all kind of co-raised, are you gonna have that same energy? And the reality is, I don't really want him to have the same energy because I love Bam. That's my brother. Won a gold medal together. So I actually wouldn't want someone to even have that same energy towards Bam. However, I just was wondering, like, man, I wonder what Udonis Haslem going to say, because Tyler Herro, who's from Milwaukee like Jordan Poole, who has a lot of bravado as a young guy like Jordan Poole, who probably says some very disrespectful things, and I just wonder, like, man, I wonder if he gonna have that same energy. That was my thoughts.
你认为詹皇会被追梦绿招募成功吗？Bam 对 Herro 动手的看法又是什么呢？